Hi, my name is Rajiv Talreja and I'm the author of the international bestseller book titled Lead or Bleed. I'm also a business coach who's built a business coaching system where we work with close to 1,000 entrepreneurs on a one-to-one basis to help them scale up their business. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 common mistakes that most entrepreneurs make. So I would love for you to make notes and then make the corrections, because I don't want you to fall into this trap of making these most common mistakes. So here is mistake number 1. The most common mistake I see most entrepreneurs make is that they are perfectionists. They want everything to be perfect. And because they have this perfection syndrome, I actually look at perfection as a disease. That's why I call it perfection syndrome. Because they have this perfection syndrome, they want to control everything. They don't want to let go. They don't want to delegate. They want to do everything by themselves. Now remember this, no matter how hardworking you are as an entrepreneur, no matter how many hours of work you put in a day or how many days in a week you put in for your work, please understand this. You cannot build a scalable business without a team. And if you have to build a team, you have to be willing to let go. So only then you can let your business grow. But if you're a perfectionist and you're a control freak, you want to do everything by yourself. And when you want to do everything by yourself, then you do not do things consistently. And when you do not do things consistently, then you're constantly firefighting, jumping from one crisis to another crisis. Today you may focus on sales because you may think there's a money challenge. Tomorrow you start focusing on operations because you have customer complaints. Day after you focus on accounts because there are compliance issues. If that's you, then you're making a huge mistake, my friend. You got to let go. Only then you can let yourself grow. So stop being a perfectionist and delegate. Build teams. Only when you build teams, that's when you can scale your business. And I know the journey of building teams is not easy. It's not meant to be easy. That's why very few people build businesses that are scalable. But it's a critical path and probably the only path that there is to build a scalable and profitable business. So you got to master the art of shabby success, because perfection is a myth. The key is progress, and this journey of success is going to be shabby. There will be failures, there will be deviations, there will be delays, there will be some money loss, there will be some unhappy customers when you delegate to your team. All of that is normal and natural in the process of building a business, in the process of building a team. And you need to go through that process if you want to scale a business. So stop being a perfectionist, delegate, let go, enjoy the journey of shabby success, and that's how you build a scalable business. The second big mistake that most entrepreneurs make is not investing time, effort, and money in building the right team. Now this is very related to the first mistake I spoke to you about, because unless you don't deal with and heal the first mistake of being a perfectionist, you will not make the correction to build the right team. And that's why most entrepreneurs make this mistake of not investing enough time, enough effort, enough money into building the right team. Now firstly, let's look at money. Most entrepreneurs do not hire good talent because they're looking out for cheap talent. I always say this to entrepreneurs. The word cheap and the word talent do not come in one line in any dictionary on the planet. Talent comes at a price. If you are not willing to pay that price, you will pay a bigger price. And the bigger price you will pay is your own effort being higher, even though you have a team on board. So make sure that you hire competent and committed people. Now these are people who need to fit the job role. They need to have the skills and knowledge, and they need to have the right attitude. So the key is to identify the people with the right attitude, skill, and knowledge. I call this the ask factor. Attitude, skill, knowledge, ASK. Only when you have people with the right attitude, skill, and knowledge do you have the right team. And please know, such people who have the right attitude, the right skills, and the right knowledge will obviously demand a good price. So be willing to pay that price and be willing to invest. Hiring is not an expense, it's an investment. If you look at it as an expense, then you're forgetting that not hiring the right people is more expensive. So first thing, be willing to invest the money. The second thing is be willing to invest your time and your effort, which is point number 2 and 3. Please understand this. Most people think that once they've hired, their job is done. No. As an entrepreneur, your job starts after hiring, which means you need to be there present and give quality time and quality engagement with your team members to develop them. You will never find ready-made talent. You will never find people with the perfect attitude, the perfect skill and the perfect knowledge. So there will always be shortcomings, and because of which you need to play the role of a mentor and a coach to your team members. That's where the investment of time and effort is important. Now, these three things, investing time, money and effort, is an investment from an entrepreneur's side, which a lot of entrepreneurs try to avoid. Therefore, here's what they do. Either they do not hire and do everything by themselves, which by now you understand leads to nowhere, because you are stuck in firefighting, you're stuck in the trap of self-employment, you're stuck in the game of survival. So you got to be willing to invest the time, money and effort. And please note that you need to be a proactive leader. A lot of entrepreneurs look at leadership as a cliched word, because I know it's overused, it's abused, but the reality is that your skill to replace yourself is very, very critical, which means your ability to teach people, mentor them, coach them, and build that right amount of commitment in them, right amount of skills and knowledge in them. That is going to be the differentiator between you building a business which is dependent on you and you building a business which can grow without you. So focus on building a business in a manner where it can grow without you, and for that you need to build the right team, and for that you need to put the right amount of effort, time and money investment. So do not make this mistake of not investing the effort, time and money in building the team, because that mistake will only lead you to self-employment. Remember, great companies are not really built by great entrepreneurs. Great companies are built by great leaders who are second line leaders who've made that company their own, and they do that only when they are connected to the entrepreneur, they look up to the entrepreneur and the entrepreneur is contributing to them. So the key word from your side is contribute to your team. That's the right way of building a business. The third most common mistake is not marketing and selling proactively. A lot of entrepreneurs depend on word of mouth. Now please understand this. Word of mouth is not a marketing strategy. Word of mouth means you are doing good quality work, and therefore there are people, happy customers, who are happy to refer you to their connections and contacts. Having said that, you cannot control the number of referrals you will receive in a week or a month. And if you cannot control the number of referrals you will receive in a week or a month, then you cannot control the amount of sales and income you will generate in a week or a month. And if you are not in control of your sales, then you're not in control of your business. And if you're not in control of your business, you're not in control of your life. Therefore, you need to market and sell proactively. You can't be reactive about this. You can't leave it up to luck, fate or chance. You got to put in conscious effort in creating strategies, in building systems and deploying teams in marketing and sales, so that you're constantly generating new customers and you're constantly growing your business. If you don't do this, then your life runs on prayer, my friend. So please understand, I am all for you to be good at praying, but apart from praying, you got to also do some playing. And that playing is about you going out there and making your presence felt. You going out there and educating your prospective customers that you exist, that you're good at what you do, and that you're passionate about serving them. If you are not marketing and selling yourself, that only means two things. Number one, you're too egoistic and you have this high-headedness as to why should I market, why should I sell. Number two, you're a coward. That's why you don't want to risk yourself and don't want to put yourself out there to be susceptible to rejections, and that's why you're not marketing or selling yourself. You got to bury your ego, overcome your fears, go out there and let the world know that you do good quality work. I always say this to entrepreneurs. A lot of entrepreneurs who do great work, they feel like victims. They feel like, I do such good quality work, but still not enough people buy from me. They're buying from my competitor who I know does not provide that great quality of service or product, but they're not buying from me. Well, if you feel like a victim, you are to blame. You are the villain because you're not marketing yourself. If you're good at what you do, you need to market yourself. Marketing is your responsibility. Selling is your responsibility if you're good at what you do. So stop being selfish, stop being egoistic, stop being a coward. Go out there and market and sell proactively. Do not make this mistake of not marketing and selling proactively, which according to me is the third most common mistake that most entrepreneurs make. The fourth most common mistake that most entrepreneurs make is not building systems. Now you heard that right. I'll repeat that for you one more time. Not building systems. And the reason I repeated that, because I know some entrepreneurs have an allergy to the word systems. The moment you say systems, they come up with instinctive responses saying, Rajiv, systems don't work, systems are too complex, systems slow things down, systems are expensive, nobody follows systems, and they have all this rebuttal ready. But I have one thing to say to all of you who are resisting building systems in your business. People don't work, systems work. So make sure that you put systems in place to get the work done. And when you've built systems, then you've reduced dependency on yourself and you've reduced dependency on a particular team member as well. Then you have a system-driven business. Now the key is to build systems which are simple and sustainable. Systems need to be simplified. I'm not talking about process manuals which are complex, which have a lot of jargon in it. I'm talking about systems which are simply defined in a manner where anybody can understand it and anybody can execute it. So you got to simplify the systems. Now the other common complaint that I hear from entrepreneurs when it comes to systems is they say, Rajiv, I built the systems, I taught my team, I educated them on what the systems are, but after some time of implementation, people stop following the system. So what should I do? Please understand this. Nothing works by itself. Like you wake up in the morning and take a shower and brush your teeth, in the same way you got to follow through on systems, because that follow through is the hygienic factor that most entrepreneurs forget, and then they start blaming their team. The real person to blame is yourself, because you're not driving the systems, because that's your job as the management of the business, as the owners of the business. You need to manage and review the systems and the execution of systems. That's when people will take it seriously. But what we do is we want to be lazy, we want to do things as per our convenience, so we don't have the discipline to review, and we just blame people saying, I taught you the system but you're not following it. So the question you need to answer yourself is, while you're teaching systems and expecting people to follow their systems, what system do you have in your own role so that you follow it in a consistent manner to ensure that everybody else follows the systems in their own roles? Please understand this entire funda that Jugaad is everything. Well, Jugaad was a great word, great piece of jargon that came out to cover up people's comfort zone. Jugaad is great when you're innovating, but once you have found a solution, you got to make it sustainable, and that's why you need systems. So do not make this mistake of ignoring systems. Build systems which are simple, build systems which are sustainable, and you will see that your life simplifies because of those systems. So make sure you build systems. Fifth most common mistake that most entrepreneurs make. And I love this one because while I coach so many entrepreneurs and help them make a lot of money, this is a common mistake I see with entrepreneurs who make a lot of money and with entrepreneurs who don't make a lot of money. The mistake entrepreneurs make is that they do not celebrate progress. I want you to understand the words that I just said, so I'll repeat it. The mistake most entrepreneurs make is that they do not celebrate progress. You got to celebrate every small achievement, every small movement of your business. I see a lot of entrepreneurs who make a lot of money and they're still worried, still unhappy. So it makes me wonder, what will make this person happy? Please understand this. When you tie your goals, when you tie your happiness to your goal, saying, I will be happy when I make X amount of money, you've fallen into a huge trap, my friend. Please understand this. Money and happiness have nothing to do with each other. It's your left hand and your right hand. Both are important. So it's not like my right hand will work only when my left hand works. No, you got to be happy through the journey. Entrepreneurship is about the journey. It's about enjoying the process, and in that process celebrating every small win, every small victory. If your team member closed a deal, then celebrate that. Don't sit and ponder over, oh, the deal he closed is only 2 lakh rupees, the deals I closed is 20 lakh rupees. No, that approach is outdated. That approach will take you nowhere. You got to celebrate it and build momentum for yourself, for your business, and for your team. Look, I have a simple philosophy. The unhappy people will always remain unhappy. Whether they don't have money or whether they have money does not make a difference. Even when they have the money, they are unhappy. Even when they don't have the money, they are unhappy. The worried people are always worried. When they don't have money, they are worried. When they have the money also, they are worried. The angry people are always angry. When they don't have money also, they are angry. When they have the money also, they are angry. So please get aware of yourself. Who are you? Are you a happy person? If not, why not? Get aware to that and make that switch. Happiness is a choice. It's not a feeling that comes from outside. You got to choose it. You got to choose every day to be happy and celebrate every moment. Because at the end of the day, only when you celebrate do you fill yourself with the energy and that emotion to stay in action mode. Because if you do not have that emotion of happiness, then you do not have the fuel to take the next step. So enjoy the journey, because no matter what, life is going to throw challenges at you. Accept it. Do not pray for a life where you have no problems. A life where you have no problems is not called a life, it's called death. So pray for better problems and enjoy when you're getting better quality of problems. Enjoy the chaos of growth. Celebrate it. That's the key. That's the most common mistake that I see a lot of entrepreneurs make, where they're not celebrating the journey. So don't make that mistake. Enjoy the process and make sure that you smile every day. Mistake number 6 is where most entrepreneurs do not pay themselves. Now, the moment I said that, I know it brought a smile on your face. Don't cover it up, because I know that's you. Okay? Most entrepreneurs don't pay themselves. They don't have a fixed salary for themselves from their business. Why? 2 reasons. 1, they're not making enough money. 2, somewhere in their head, they've accepted a way of life where they're okay to put in the work without being rewarded for it. They in fact feel like spiritual beings who are contributing to a larger cause and not taking anything for themselves. They start pretending like this breed of selfless human beings who are there only to serve their team and serve their customers at their own cost. Let me tell you something. There is no nobility in poverty. There is no virtue in sacrifice. Understand this. You have fallen into the trap of social conditioning, where for decades now, authors, motivational speakers, gurus, all of these guys have propagated this crap that says that it's not about the money. Let me tell you something. Money is not everything in life. I agree to that. If your health is a mess, money holds no value. If your relationships are a mess, money holds no value. Having said that, do not subscribe to this philosophy of it's not about the money unless and until you've made the money. So first make the money, because money is a measure of your capability. Money is a parameter of your success. How well are you demonstrating your skills and knowledge and adding value to others will automatically project on the results that you're creating for yourself. You can't make money by cheating people and fooling people in the long run. But if you're adding massive value to people, then you will make money. And if you're not making money and you think you're adding value, then you're not adding enough value, my friend. So make sure that you pay yourself. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs argue with me on this and they say, Rajiv, but I have cash flow challenges. My priority is to pay my team first. I will take money home when there is money left, if there is money left. Let me tell you something. This is more a mindset thing. When you operate from this mindset of I will take money when there is money left and if there is money left, well, the money will never be left. You got to put your salary as a fixed expense in the business, and you got to pay yourself first. Then you will figure a way out to make enough money to pay the rest of your team as well. I'm not saying this for you to withhold salaries of your team members, but this is specifically for those of you who have been these self-sacrificing entrepreneurs who are not rewarding their own contribution. Please understand this. You got to pay yourself a fixed salary for the time and effort you're putting into the business. And you got to pay yourself profits based on the skill, the knowledge, and the idea that you came up with for the business. So you need to have 2 kinds of payouts to yourself as an entrepreneur. A fixed salary for your time and effort. So treat yourself as the first employee of your business and pay that first employee. And then reward yourself based on the profits of the business that take as an reward as an entrepreneur. But pay yourself and figure it out. Because let me tell you something. If you are an entrepreneur who's not paying yourself, then you are like that batsman who goes out to play the game of cricket and gets out for scoring 0 runs every single time, but walks back to the pavilion thinking, I'm a great batsman. A batsman is as good as the runs he or she scores. An entrepreneur is as good as the money he or she makes. This is not a shallow, hollow statement where I'm all about the money. If you truly understand my essence, this is about self-worth. This is about rewarding yourself. And if you don't reward yourself and you don't see yourself as worth it to receive that money, then please understand, your self-worth creates your net worth. So if you're not making yourself worthy, you will never ever grow your net worth. So make sure that you reward yourself and you pat yourself on that back by paying yourself consistently. I come to the final mistake that I see most entrepreneurs make, and I want to warn you of this mistake. Whether you are struggling in your business, whether your business is stable, or whether you are already successful, this mistake applies to you. A lot of entrepreneurs make the mistake of not investing in their learning. Now, why do I say that? Please understand this. Business is a science. Creating a profitable and a scalable business model is a science. There are methods and templates to structuring your business model in a manner where it's profitable and scalable. Marketing is a science. There are methods and strategies to attract your prospective customers so that they run after you. So marketing is also a science. Sales is a science. There are methods and templates of closing the deal in a manner where you are in control of the sale and you're not left at the mercy of your customer. Building a second line team of leaders is a science. There are methods and structures of how you develop leaders, how you transfer capabilities to team members. Creating a high performance culture is also a science. There are mechanisms of conversations you need to have to be able to define and design a culture in your business. Creating processes, systems, structures in the operations of your business, managing money, everything in business is a science. And the unfortunate reality is no school, no college, no university has taught us these sciences. Having said that, this is where entrepreneurs make the mistake. They think their education has ended with the end of their school, college, or university. No. That's when you need real world education, and that's why you need to invest in learning. That's why you need to invest in reading books, attending seminars, workshops, signing up with coaches and having mentors, because these are the people who can teach you that sciences. Whether you are struggling, whether you are stable, or whether you are successful, there's always a next level. So if you're successful, you can't sit in your comfort zone and say, we are making enough money, so we don't have to learn. Remember, any brand, any business that has stopped learning has started collapsing. Think about all the names you've heard of that have collapsed after dominating a particular market. They've collapsed because they did not learn and they did not reinvent themselves. So don't look at your success and become comfortable with it, sit in your comfort zone and become complacent about it. Reinvent so that you keep growing. If you're stable, don't sit in that comfort zone and feel happy that life is good. Life is good today. I'm not here to scare you, by the way, but all I'm saying is there is a next level. Play for that next level. And if you're struggling, then life is staring at you in the face and saying you need to learn, because your results are a reflection of who you are. And if you're not producing the desired results, then life is staring at you in the face and saying you need to learn. So make sure that you invest in learning. You find the right mentor, you find someone who's been there and done that, someone who's produced the results that you desire to produce, and have them on board as a mentor and learn from them. That is the number one mistake that I see. That's why I have kept it for the last. Not investing in education is a sign of ignorance. Knowing that investing in education is important and still not doing it is a sign of indifference. So don't be ignorant, don't be indifferent, be intelligent and invest in learning. That is me sharing with you the 7 most common mistakes that I see most entrepreneurs making. I hope you found this series useful. Now make sure you take action on it and make the corrections as required. This is Rajiv Talreja signing off. Look forward to seeing you in my next videos.